No, there are still a lot of questions as we now look ahead to the sentencing phase of the trial. We're joined this morning by former federal prosecutor Anjali Prasad. Thank you so much for spending some time with us this morning.
Good morning.
All right, well, let's start with the sentencing of Derek Chauvin. What's next, and how much time in prison is he facing, and is he likely to get the maximum sentence?
Okay, so what's going to happen next is it's going to take about 8 weeks to get him back into the courtroom for sentencing. And during that 8 weeks, they're going to do what's called a pre-sentence investigation report. This is the chance for the probation officer is basically going to get into this Derek Chauvin's background. Has he had any prior contacts with law enforcement? What his record has been in the police department? Anything that they can do to personalize him for the judge, they will do. His family, his kids, his parents' background. This is the opportunity for the defense attorney and the probation department to really tell a picture of Derek Chauvin that has nothing to do with the crime. The idea being, before any defendant is sentenced, they need to be personalized in front of the judge. Now, I think what's going to happen here, there is going to Derek Chauvin's record in the police department is going to come to light. And what I'm reading is essentially he had about 20 complaints in 20 years, and those complaints have been very bizarre. There's a lot of instances in which he's essentially reported to have taken strangers out of their cars at force for reasons not beyond a traffic stop. So the judge is going to probably take that into consideration, weigh that against the fact that he has no criminal record, and sentence him to, the guideline range is between 20 to 40 years. My guess is he's going to be sentenced right down the middle to, the guideline range, right, is 20 to 40 years. So my guess is he's going to be sentenced probably to about 30.
To about 30. Now, the
but
PSI...
he'll get out for, 30 in the state system doesn't mean 30. 30 in the state system means 15.
Well, the PSI allows the defense to humanize Derek Chauvin. Will there be victim statements there to talk about the impact of Chauvin's actions on the Floyd family?
Right. So the PSI is twofold. It gives the defense attorney the chance to humanize Mr. Chauvin, and it's going to give the prosecution a chance to really amp up what we already know. And they're going to do that by reminding the court of the horrendous video that exists and allowing the victims to speak on behalf of Mr. Floyd. And there's going to be an element of the effect on the community beyond the immediate victims.
Okay, we have about 30 seconds left. I do want to get to the other 3 officers that are facing charges. What do we know about the process leading up to their trials in August?
I think after this verdict, it's a very, very, very likely bet that they're going to plead guilty. And if they plead guilty, as you know, they're going to face much lower charges. And it doesn't seem like any sane person in America would want to go to trial on these charges after yesterday's verdict.
All right. Federal Prosecutor Anjali Prasad, thank you so much for joining us this morning. Really appreciate your insight.
Thank you.